Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'd like to talk about life for a moment. It's not always a bed of roses, is it? Or a bowl of cherries, or whatever metaphor you prefer. There are times in life when you just feel a little verklempt, blocked, pent up, maybe. And all you need is a way to just let it all go. All of it. Right now, if possible. Thankfully, there are products like this on the market. Poop Like a Champion Ultra Fiber Cereal. I was perusing Amazon looking for weird and wonderful things to try, and I couldn't say no. Reminder, this is not a paid promotion. I bought this with my own money, and I'm going to give my honest opinion of this product now. This contains corn bran, not meal, corn bran, sorghum flour, ground psyllium fiber, inulin, cornstarch, sugar, baking soda, and sea salt. Pretty simple ingredients. According to the nutritional information, I don't know why I was looking through my glasses instead of over them for this. The serving size is half a cup, which is half of the standard 1 cup serving of most standard cereals. In that half a cup serving, this has 23 grams of dietary fiber compared to about 10-ish grams of dietary fiber in standard high fiber cereals like Fiber One. Some things to keep in mind. This says that it contains inulin, which is a type of oligosaccharide that is mildly sweet, but isn't digested or absorbed by your digestive tract, which makes it useful as an additive in diet foods. But even though you can't digest it, that doesn't mean that other forms of life can't handle it either. It's perfectly digestible by certain bacteria. So if you have the right kind of gut flora on board, or I guess the wrong kind, it can ferment in your digestive tract, causing gas, bloating, and possibly pain. So if you've got IBS, for example, I would steer clear of this product. But the important consideration, other than does it do what it is advertised to do, is it a tasty way to do it? There are lots of ways to get more fiber in your diet. Eating prunes or drinking prune juice. Other high fiber cereals, bran muffins, more roughage, green leafy vegetables in your diet, which you should be eating more of anyway, but, okay. Okay, there's just a little bit of a sort of a grainy toastiness. But the immediate whiff that I got when I opened the packaging here is cardboard. It doesn't smell great. Oh, serving size is half a cup. I've already forgotten. But, so, see if I can actually show you this. It's kind of, well, grape nutty pet kibble, and yeah, that sort of stale, sort of old cardboard, not like cardboard that's gotten wet or anything like that, but just old cardboard, kind of musty. That's the word. Musty, dusty smell. So, okay. It does say, where did it say? Yeah, consume with at least a glass of water. Without liquid, you may be prone to choking. Okay, because it's super dry. It'll probably suck all the moisture out of your mouth if you don't have something to moisten it. But it's cereal. Why would you eat this dry? Have some milk here. to eat my bowl of Poop Like a Champion cereal. Aside from whether or not it does, what it says it's supposed to, if it tastes horrible, people aren't going to consume your product. So it's important. Cheers. There's an interesting texture to it. Oh, crunchy. There's almost a sort of grittiness to it. But it's very, very, it breaks down to something very, very fine before it becomes gritty. So there is a brand toastiness that's sort of, it kind of reminds me of Wheat Chex. I used to eat that. With just a little bit of, I guess, kind of an oatiness, and you know, the corn brand, there is a very slight corn component to the flavor as well. So yeah, Wheat Chex and Corn Chex, but that grittiness is really interesting. I don't know if that's a good way or a bad way, but I'm going in for another bite, so apparently it's not that bad. Yeah. The flavor is somewhere in between like Chex and plain Cheerios. Boy. They are right, though. You need to have liquids. Because even with the milk, once you're done chewing, all the moisture has already gone down your throat, and you have to remind yourself how to swallow again. It's not bad. It's very definitely a flavor intended for adults. No one under the age of 30 would probably choose to eat this unless they needed to for some reason. Hey, it encourages me to hydrate more. So I guess that's a good thing too. It's not bad. You know, again, that sort of gritty texture at the very end, that actually requires you to chase it down with a swallow of water, is a little different. Would take a little getting used to. But and the little particles do get to the back of your throat. But flavor-wise, it's not that bad. Pretty plain, but perfectly edible. As far as whether it does what it says it's supposed to, check back with me. It's the next day. It's about, we'll say about 14 hours later. I feel better than I did, but I was sort of expecting, especially eating a double dose of Poop Like a Champion cereal, that it was either going to be a revelatory experience or an existential horror, one or the other, and it was neither. Perhaps my diet is so out of balance that just eating a huge bolus of fiber was just enough to push me toward normal. I don't know, but no extremes one way or the other. Not saying it doesn't work, and perhaps I'm just a slow mover. And the existential horror is still coming. But after 14 hours, I would think something would have happened. Either that or my gut is entirely dead, and I just don't know it. So, final review. Okay in flavor. Jury's still out as far as whether or not this really does make you poop like a champion. No way to tell. I may try another bowl and see, but at this point, we need to talk about price. Shoving this much fiber into cereal must cost a lot of money, because at the time of this recording, this one box of cereal is just a little over $16, which is a lot for a box of something that you almost entirely can't digest. Not a whole lot of fat, 2 grams of sugar per serving. So there's not really a whole lot there other than indigestible fiber. And that must cost a lot. I know the inulin takes a bit to process. I think they get that from chicory root. But it's a lot of money to pay for a box of cereal that may or may not do what it pretends to, or what it not pretends, what it promises to do. Buy a bag of prunes. Bran muffins, soluble fiber, Metamucil or the like. Drink that sort of stuff. Just eat more roughage in your diet overall throughout the day.
And eat a salad.
Instead, which is probably healthier than eating it all at once in the morning. But, if you need a little clean out, might not be bad to have a box of it around. Is there a consume by date, or is this so indigestible that it doesn't really have one? I do not see. Oh, wait, here we go. Best by best before December of next year. So you can keep this box around for a year or more. I mean, there's very little fat in there to go rancid. There's not a whole lot of starch, because everything in there is fiber based. So there's not a whole lot that's actually going to go stale. So I can see that this would actually last a very, very long time. And one could argue that the flavor isn't going to change much over time, because there's not a whole lot of flavor there. So I guess if you wanted to keep a box of this around for those emergency situations where, like, hey, I haven't gone in 2 days, sure. Maybe you can invest the $16 and have that around for a few months for just those special occasions. But on the regular, maybe not. There are other ways to get fiber in your diet that are probably better for you. But, it's worth it. It's worth trying at least. What do you think? And have you found other products like this that promise to just clean you out? Be interested in trying those too. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Recipe to Redemption.